I see Gold Butte as one of the largest expanses of undeveloped Mojave Desert that we have left. Yes, there are roads out here, but there are no settlements out here. There are no people living out here. It's just open, wide open space. And it contains incredible treasures. It contains all of the rock art and the human history, thousands of years of human history of people that have traveled over this land.
It's not a place that, you're going to drive by, get off the interstate, and go in for 2 hours. So this is, I think, going to bring people for a longer term visit, which I think is really positive for the area.
The falling man is a very iconic petroglyph that looks like a falling man, and it's on the side of a cliff. And it's such an iconic, characteristic, unique petroglyph that many people named that area the Falling Man Petroglyph area. Another name for it is the Whitney Hartman Cultural Site. And it's the highest concentration of petroglyph panels in Gold Butte area. People have traveled through all of these sandstone areas for many, many years, and so they've left their mark behind on the rock walls. As I continued to work with the Friends of Gold Butte and continued to explore the landscape, I just realized how much of all of our collective history is seen on this land. I mean, it's such a treasure of antiquity that we have. There are not only prehistoric petroglyphs that you see and other evidence of their passing through here, but there are ranching corrals and small remnants of mining towns. And you just think about the human experience here, and people have really had a relationship with this land over time, and I think that's important to communicate and to preserve. Gold Butte was the ideal place to make a national monument. There are no oil and gas leases here. There haven't been for many years. There has not been any grazing allowed in the area since 1998. This land was owned by all Americans and managed by the Bureau of Land Management for many years, and there's nothing that has changed that. And so it has stayed under the same ownership as it always has, which is the American people.
The big thing is still keeping the access to people. And I think that of anything that we heard over and over by people who were opposed to the designation is, don't use this as an excuse to close things up. It's really about preservation for everybody and access for everybody, as opposed to the opposite.
In 2007 and 2008, there was an extensive study done, and they documented over 3,500 separate petroglyphs on 379 panels. The entire area, and this is what makes it unique and ideal for a national monument, is if you're going to honor the antiquities of the place, many people have already been coming out here and appreciating them, and recreation is the main use of the land, and that's not going to change. And I think, too, that it's really important to keep the cultures around us alive. So the Paiute culture has deep connections to this landscape, and what keeps their culture alive is that connection to the landscape, knowing for thousands of years their ancestors had traveled across this place, and it's reflected in their songs, it's reflected in their culture, and so preserving places like this preserves cultural diversity, and I think that's really important. I think it takes a long time to develop a relationship with a place, but when I first started, I really just wanted to see such a beautiful area protected so that people can enjoy it for generations to come, so that it just remains this beautiful, wild, open space.